One of my all-time favorite playthroughs of Skyrim was when I played as a farmer. I loaded up a bunch of mods, including the well-known Live Another Life alternate start mod, and proceeded to live my life as a hunter turned farmer, completely ignoring the main quest, and going on as if dragons and being dragonborn was completely unknown to me. Because it was. I played that character for nearly 100 hours, and I'm pretty sure because of that, Skyrim might be the best game of all time. Hello and welcome to the Exalted March. Today, we're going to talk about Skyrim. To be clear, Skyrim is not my favorite game of all time. That right goes to Mass Effect 2 on most days. And to be even more clear, I'm not actually asserting that Skyrim is the best game of all time. I'm observing that Skyrim is always just sort of there, in the conversation of the most relevant games of the modern era. Skyrim isn't number one on my list, and may not be number one on yours either, but for many people, it's always ranked high on the list, in their top 5 or top 10, or even just a game that they think of as being really good. Or even more than that, a game they've spent 100 hours playing without hardly even realizing it. Skyrim is ubiquitous. Its sales numbers are phenomenal, over 30 million copies sold. Among true AAA titles with any kind of meaningful single-player experience, only Grand Theft Auto V has outsold Skyrim. It is, by far, the greatest-selling RPG of all time, and it's not even close. There isn't even another RPG in the top 50. I don't mean to say that we should judge a game's greatness by its sales numbers, not at all, but I do mean to say that Skyrim's ubiquity is part of its greatness. Skyrim is a shared cultural experience, but you have to combine that phenomenon with the phenomenon of its staying power. Todd Howard once confirmed that the average playtime for Skyrim users on Steam was 75 hours. 75 hours! There are games that I've beaten, games that I've loved that I haven't spent 75 hours with. And that's an average. Many players spend way more time than that with the game. That's important because it's not like Skyrim sold 30 million copies thanks to some slick marketing campaign around launch, and then after that everyone realized it was garbage and moved on. No, it sold 30 million copies. It was launched 7 years ago, and people still play it in huge numbers today. Skyrim is ubiquitous. We've basically all played it, and many of us are still playing it. Skyrim has broken the boundary previously thought to constrain all RPGs. It's crossed into the mainstream of gaming, and into the mainstream of pop culture. It's remarkable enough that people who don't play RPGs have played Skyrim. The Call of Duty crowd, so to speak, has played and loved Skyrim. But even more than that, people who don't even play video games know what Skyrim is. It's become like the GTA of role-playing games. We can all reference an experience with Skyrim because so many of us have spent a substantial amount of time with it. That is, especially for a game as rich and deep as Skyrim, a unique phenomenon among video games. No game, ever, has been this deep and played by this many people. Not ever. To compare to the dimensionality of success in film, it can't claim sales success like Avengers: Infinity War or the critical success of The Godfather, but it's more like Gone with the Wind. A damn good film that has stood the test of time because of its quality and popularity, and in doing so made itself a permanent staple of the medium. In both games and movies, there will always be major commercial successes that are clearly suspect in their actual quality. Jurassic World, PUBG, and the like. And there will always be major critical successes that, while far from being commercial failures, simply aren't experienced by nearly as many people. Not to mention all of the variability that comes with debating the best games. For me, Mass Effect 2 goes number 1, but someone else might not even have that in their top 10. Skyrim, however, is almost always in the mix, and when it's not, the omission is glaring. Its combination of critical and commercial success, while not dominant in either, makes it always a part of the conversation. I think, and again, I say think because even I'm not totally sure, but I think that means Skyrim wins by default. I I understand that on a topic as contentious as this, there will never be a true consensus. If you've made it this far into the video, you're probably just going to jump down to the comments section and tell me how wrong I am, and that's fine, but you're also sort of supporting my point by doing that. A consensus number one is impossible, but Skyrim can likely garner the most support for being universally thought of as one of the best games of all time. Again, it's not a resounding victory or a true consensus number one, but I think it's closer than any other game except maybe GTA 5 can manage. As for the individual merits of the game itself, that's going to take much longer for me to delve into. I can't actually pin down at what point while playing Skyrim I began to realize all of this, about how ubiquitous Skyrim is. I can't explain it well enough yet, but I intend to fix that. Up to this point, my channel has been exclusively focused on BioWare games, but that's about to change because, well, I'm sort of fascinated with Elder Scrolls right now. Not just Skyrim either. I've recently finished a playthrough of Oblivion and not too long ago a Morrowind replay. I'm knee-deep in Elder Scrolls lore videos right now, and I'll likely be exploring the series more in depth in the coming months. So if you're a Skyrim/Elder Scrolls fan, welcome. Pull up a chair. We're just getting started. This has been The Exalted March. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, Talos guide us, and until next time.